everyone, I'm Hayden from California. Before I continue, please hit like and subscribe. I was born into a big, happy family, and growing up with 4 spunky older brothers was always a blast. And we ran into a lot of trouble, like when we kicked the ball into our neighbor's window, and another time when we all fell into the pond and Mom thought slime monsters were invading the house. Yeah, we were all grounded, except for my younger sister Rose, the only odd one out who never joined us and only cared about her looks and her clothes.
Ugh, Hayden, I can't believe you dress like that. Why can't you wear a proper dress?
I can't believe you like those clothes. Look at this t-shirt. It's large so I can get underarm ventilation, and I can stuff my face without veering my waist. And these pants, they have pockets.
Here, want to see the frog I found? Eee!
Well, my brothers became super boring after they started high school. They got girlfriends and hobbies. Ugh, it's not like I need them to have fun. I can find my own friends. One day, when I was on my way home from school, I spotted some meanies hassling a puppy. Not under my watch. I grabbed a stick and rushed over to them screaming, but then I tripped on a stone and fell. They all started laughing at me, but I got back on my feet. Let that puppy go.
Or what? You'll fall on your face again?
Or I'll teach you a lesson.
Ew, we're shaking in our boots. An army of ants is coming our way.
That boy was my new neighbor, who was the same age as me, but half their size. And then the puppy bit the bully's hand, and the new boy rushed in and snatched the puppy away. He grabbed my arm, and we started running until we got away.
Wow, that was brave. I'm Rashid.
And you got there just in time. I'm Hayden. He adopted the puppy, and from that day on, Rashid and I became best friends, and everyone called us the Terrible Duo. But things changed the summer before high school when Rashid decided to visit his grandparents in India. Can't you stay home?
Aw, I'll text you every day, and then we'll be in the same class this year. Finally, we can sit together.
Without him, I was so bored that I even tried spending time with Rose. She pulled me out for shopping or a salon, which I never liked. She even dragged me to her ballet class. Ugh, all that pink tulle and that boring music. I was starving, so I searched for a vending machine and almost crashed into a girl doing a backflip. I peeked into the classroom and everyone was doing backflips and handstands, and the splits, they looked free, strong, and flexible. I wanted to be one of them, and that was my true calling. I caved in and trained every day, and by the end of the summer, I had already won 3 trophies at local competitions. I couldn't wait to show them to Rashid. On the first day of high school, I got in early to save us the best seats, but when I got in, someone was already there. Hey, can you? The guy looked at me, smiled, and
Hey, Hayden, I missed you.
OMG, Rashid? Wow, I almost didn't recognize you. He looks tall, and the glasses are gone, and wow, he's so… No, he's the same guy as before. Don't act all weird around him now. Every time Rashid looked at me, I felt myself blushing, and if we bumped into each other, my insides turned into a giant knot. I needed bug spray to kill all the butterflies flying around me, and I felt so jealous when I saw all those girls falling for him and fighting for his attention, though he dodged the swooning like a ninja dodging throwing stars. Ugh, I don't know what to do. What if he decides to date one of those girls? Try to give him some hints and see if he likes you back. So I decided to put Rashid to the test. I left my lunch at home, and he shared his with me, but then he did the same for my classmate the next day. And when it started raining, he also shared his umbrella with me and my sister. Why does he have to be so nice to everyone?
Ooh, I smell heart trouble. My sister has a crush on her best friend. How predictable. Unfortunately, he likes girly girls. Girls like me. He sees you as one of his buddies.
I was crushed. Not only did he not like me romantically, I wasn't even part of the competition. I liked the person in the mirror. I liked that I was strong enough to walk on my hands, or that I could sleep more in the morning because I wore no makeup. And then I decided that if Rashid liked those girls, I could be one, and like Cinderella, I just needed a fairy godmother to help me with the transformation. Or rather, will you give me a makeover, sis?
OMG, I thought you'd never ask.
I would love to. And you need to learn that Puma and Adidas are not the same brands.
Well, leave it to me. I'll take care of your closet.
Suddenly, Rose turned into a whirlwind. She plopped me in front of the mirror, pulled out brushes and paint, stuffed me into tight clothes, and gave me the highest heels to wear. Are you sure about these? Maybe I can still wear my sneakers.
Do you want to catch a boy or not?
I was shocked. Was that even me? Rose had certainly transformed me, but I wasn't sure it was for the better. there. It's okay, Hayden. Think of this as an undercover mission. I thought being a girly girl would be a breeze. Boy, was I wrong. I had to do this awkward, clumsy walk because of that dress. And of course, I missed the bus and got to school late. As if that wasn't bad enough, when I walked into the class, my dress tangled on my feet and I stumbled, but thankfully Rashid was there.
Oh, Hayden, you look...
Magnificent, majestic, breathtaking?
You've got lipstick on your teeth. I didn't know you were into makeup.
Well, you know, of course I'm into makeup. I'm a girl, no?
Okay, let me help you with that backpack.
It worked. Rashid had never offered to carry my books before, but every day I got into a new accident. Once I sneezed while putting on mascara, and I drew a line all across my face. Another time, I found a fake nail in my lunch and almost swallowed it. No matter what I did, it felt like we were growing distant. Rashid was treating me more like a girly girl and less like a friend. No more games of basketball or all-you-can-eat buffet lunches on Saturdays, but I'm still the same person. I can stuff my face even if I wear a tight shirt, right? Luckily, I still had my gymnastics practice, where I could burn out my frustration. I trained so hard that I was ready for the regional competition by the end of the year.
Congratulations! I'll come and cheer you on.
Perfect. I'll tell him about my feelings there. With Rashid cheering me on from the stands, I felt like I could do anything. And soon enough, I won first place. It was such an exciting moment. Even a scout stopped to watch.
I run a prestigious academy for stunt actors. You've got the looks and you've got the moves. If you want to make it in Hollywood, give me a call. It's never too early to start.
I wanted to run to Rashid to talk, but I was a disgusting sweat fountain. Plus, I needed the time to rehearse the speech I had prepared with the help of Rose for him. So I snuck into the storage room. Hey, I know we started as friends, but since last summer, I started to like you, you know? I won today because you're here. Brian! OMG, you scared me! Brian was one of my teammates, just a couple of years older than me.
Sorry. I just needed to put these away.
Sure, I was leaving anyway. Oh gosh, what if he heard? This is so embarrassing. Brian had said nothing, so I hurried to get changed and do my makeup perfectly. Wow, look at you. You're really girly now. Just Rashid's type, right? But when I came out of the changing room, Rashid wasn't there. I texted him and he replied coldly.
Sorry, something came up. I couldn't wait.
That's disappointing.
Hey, do you need a ride home?
I turned. Brian was waving at me, and for the first time, I noticed how cute he was. He was leaning against a nice sports car. I could wait for the bus, but I was sad and I didn't want to go home alone. Well, thank you. We spent the ride home talking about gymnastics, and by the end of the trip, Brian had asked for my number.
I like this new style, by the way. You'll look even better with long hair.
Long hair is such a chore, but I guess that's what guys like. From that day on, Brian started texting me, and soon he asked me out on a date. I still liked Rashid best, but he had barely spoken to me since the gymnastics competition. It was clear he wasn't interested. I might as well go out with someone who appreciates me. Brian had booked a super fancy restaurant. I wore my high heels, and I even borrowed a wig from Rose to complete the look. When I walked into the room, I felt everyone looking at me with awe.
You look stunning. All the boys here are jealous that you're my date.
Wow, this is what being a girly girl looks like? Everyone is always staring at you? Brian was impressed, and we started chatting about ourselves. Brian already had his life figured out. He would work for his father's company.
And what about you?
I don't know. I might consider this stunt acting gig. I'd get to kick butt for a living.
Aren't those film stunts too dangerous for a girl?
What? How could you say? Just then, the fire alarm rang, and a fire started erupting from the kitchen. Everyone started running toward the exit, but I heard a cry and turned around. An old lady had fallen, and nobody had noticed. But with my high heels and tight skirt, I couldn't run. So I took off the shoes and ripped the dress and rushed to help the lady up. We made it out just in time, and nobody was hurt.
I can't believe you rushed back like that. Thank God you made it out, but you look like a proper fright.
Well, I wouldn't have had to rip my clothes if I wore my old t-shirt and sneakers. Of course I look a fright. I just ran into a building on fire.
Oh, wait. Please don't sit in the car. You see that ash on you? Ugh, let me call you a cab.
You know what? I'll get it myself. We're done.
But you like me. That letter.
That wasn't for you, jerk. And you know what? You were my biggest mistake. I left. And with the fire, all the cabs were stuck in traffic. So I decided to walk home. And after a short while, it started to rain. I was miserable, dirty, and wearing no shoes. So when I saw the diner where Rashid and I always went, I walked in to wait out the rain. But as I stepped in, I froze. Rashid was there with his friends.
Hayden, what happened? Are you okay?
I'm fine. Just a bit. Well, I was going home, but I couldn't get a cab.
I'll take you.
But I'm all dirty. What about your car? He didn't care about his car, and he drove me home. Around him, my heart fluttered. My feelings for him rushed back like they'd never gone, and I couldn't hold it in anymore. Hey, so that day at the competition, I wanted to tell you that since last summer, I started to like you.
Wow, you really have changed. I didn't think you were the type of girl who jumps from one boy to the next.
What? You mean Brian? I only went out with him because you kept ignoring me. You're the one I've liked for a long time.
Sure, well I don't. Bye, Hayden.
Rashid drove away, and I felt devastated and humiliated. When I walked in, I saw Rose. I hugged her and told her everything. I'm sorry. I feel like this is partially my fault. I actually don't know what kind of girl Rashid likes, but I lied so we could spend more time together and share everything like sisters do. You're the only sister I have, but you were always hanging out with our brothers. I was stunned that my sister lied to me, but I understand her. It wasn't all her fault. That same night, I called the Stunt Academy director. I'd like to accept your offer, but I want to move in immediately. Rashid texted me after I started going to the academy, but I ignored him and even blocked him. One rejection is enough, thank you. The classes at the academy were intense. I was learning the most amazing moves and killing it as a stunt girl on big sets.
Who needed Rashid when I had my passion and talent to keep me going?
I also abandoned the heels and skirt and went back to my style. No one cares what you wear if you can jump from a moving helicopter. Years later, I was at the premiere of my latest film when I saw Rashid as one of the waiters. He was even more handsome than before. Forget him. He rejected you. You're not even friends anymore. But everywhere I turned, he was there. And finally, he cornered me at the buffet table. What are you doing here? And when did you become a waiter?
I tried to get into your premiere, but all the tickets were sold out, so I sent flowers, but you weren't interested, so I had to dress up as a waiter and sneak in.
Whatever.
Hayden, please stop running. Talk to me. At least let me explain.
You were very clear the first time.
Look, when we were at the competition, I overheard your confession, and I saw Brian, so I thought it was for him. When you confessed to me, it kind of made me feel like I was your backup plan. It made me pretty mad because I had a crush on you. And later, I got to know the truth from Brian, and I felt too guilty. I tried to reach you, but you blocked me.
Wait, you had a crush?
Yeah, since we met. After you started dressing more girly, I got really confused because I liked you the way you were.
So I didn't need to change for you?
Absolutely not. You were perfect, and I never stopped liking you.
I couldn't believe it. All these years, I could have been with Rashid, and it was all because of a stupid misunderstanding. Well, it was clear now what I needed to do. I spun on my heels and perfectly landed into Rashid's arms in the perfect position to kiss him. I never stopped liking you either. Let's get the camera rolling.